All right, so in this video, we're going to actually go through and implement some of the suggestions that our search in audit made. You can see we used the term Myrtle Beach Painters and the URL myrtlebeachpainters.net, and we've removed the top results, and all of this has been done in previous videos. So just go check out the rest of the training or the playlist, depending on where you're watching this. And then we've got our averages and we've got our recommendations. This is the site that we're going to be working on, and we're going to just go through and see what we can do. Okay, so the first one is that it says we need to add, let me zoom in for you. It says we need to add 290 words. I don't actually have any content ready. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to copy this. Now I'm going to get some content written. This is not obviously what exactly you would do, but you would have some content that made sense for your page. But just to kind of show the way it works, it's 84 words. $252. $336. Okay, so let's get that down to, let's get rid of those, see where that puts us. Again, you would have a piece of content ready. So let's get in here. I just want to show you. Just want to show you what happens when you implement it. So copy that, come over here. And again, this is not the right way to do this. You would get some content written. There's that. All right. So the next one is keyword appears too many times. Okay. So what we're going to do is remove it here. How many times do we need to remove it? We need to remove it 4 to be in line with the rest of the data. So that's 1. I'm not super comfortable with Elementors, so forgive me if I seem uneasy. That's 2. Where else? All right. May have to remove that one. We'll see. So now that is going to change the keyword density. So what we're going to want to do is come back to our dashboard. Let that run again. And we're going to remove the ones that we don't want there, like we've shown in other videos. Okay. Let's take a look at recommendations. Increase word count. 33. Okay, so we'll add a few more words. Again, this is probably close enough. You don't have to get it exactly right. So we'll probably change that to where it shows like a range, but you're pretty close. So we'll probably leave that. We've got it 3 times, and the reason that it's still showing is it's in the alt tag on 2 of the images. So let's do this. So we'll go logo, update. So now okay, that's one of the other occurrences we couldn't find before. And then I think this one also has it. Yeah. So I'm going to edit that image. If I can find it. Interior view. Update. All right. So what that's probably going to do is going to get this, where is it? This down to 1. And I think it's going to fix this one as well. And if it doesn't, we'll look at that next. But let's go ahead and run the search again. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and run the search again. And we'll pause while it does that. And once again, we'll remove all those. And I'm going to see if I can't find a way to dynamically update it. All right, let's take a look at our recommendations again. Yeah, we're off by 36 words. That's probably close enough. Number of times the keyword appears on the page. Good job. It says to reduce the keyword density, but obviously the only way to do that is to add more words or reduce the keywords. We can't reduce the keywords to keep this one right, so we would just add a few more words. So if we add that, that should solve that or get it close. Again, you don't want to obsess about getting this absolutely perfect, but you want to get as close as you can. So if we added 36 more words, that would probably bring that close, but still not quite accurate, but that's right. Keyword is in the URL, so I'm happy with that. Is the exact keyword in the meta title? Myrtle Beach Painters. I don't know what happened there. Home and commercial painting. Call us today. Something like that. So we're going to update that one. So that should solve that one. We are right in line with the meta description, so we're going to leave that one the same. This one is the one that's going to drive some of you nuts. It's going to say, do you have it in an H1? And you know what I think I'm going to do? And I'm kind of trying to show you like exactly the process you would go through here. But I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to find this in the footer and remove it. All right, I think this is what I want. So I'm just going to remove site title. And this is going to be different depending on your theme and all these other sorts of things. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and publish that. And we're going to go ahead and add it in an H1 because it says that none of the others are using one, and that's what the data tells us is good. But I think what we're going to try to do is see if that's a way we can beat them, assuming this ever finishes publishing. So we're going to close out of that. I'm going to visit site, edit page, edit with Elementor. And we're going to make that say Myrtle Beach Painters. And this is an H1. And we're going to see after some time if that works and gives us an advantage or if it does not. All right, so that one takes care of that one. I don't have 24 more images to add. If I had some more images, I would add them. I would not I would do that if you can, but I wouldn't sacrifice design for it. But on a page like this, I could easily add, some more examples of our work, even though this is fake. So that's probably what I would do in a case like this. Would just find a whole bunch more examples and put them there. So that's that. That's what I would do to make that one work. Add the alt tag to one or more of your image alt tags. All right, I thought I still had it in one. So, all right, let's do this. We're going to go back to images. And I think I know where I messed up there. So, And guys, sometimes it's difficult to get all of these exactly right because one will change the other. So you want to get as close as you can. So what that's probably going to do is it's going to throw off this one and tell us that we have it twice because that still counts as part of the page. So we may look at ways to account for that, but let's do that. So we got our word count pretty close. If I had another 36 words, we'd add that. And this is counting the alt tag as 2 and the H1 as 1. So I think we're probably pretty close. We're really close on this now. We're really close here. We added it to our meta title, so we're going to have to wait for that to update. Sometimes it takes a little while. It says to reduce the H1s, but we're going to go against the grain on that one. We don't have more images to add, and these are good. So things to consider. Our options are to either obsessively try to get another 24 words in there and match that up, to remove it from an H1 tag. The H1 tag would get both of these. Where is it? Would get this and this right. So we'll go ahead and do that in a minute just to show you that. But I think the ideal thing is going to be to put it in the H1 here. And then this is as close as you're really going to get. Most of the time you're not going to get an exact percentage unless you have exactly 1,000 words with exactly one keyword or whatever. But this is right. This is more or less right. This is a fraction off. Keywords in the URL. And we don't have more images to add. So this is what I would go with if I were doing this. But I want to show you one more thing, and that's to get as many of these blue as possible. So we're going to go... And again, forgive me for not being super comfortable with page builders. I guess I should probably get better at it. It's just not what I'm used to. So we're going to remove it from here. And that should turn 2 more of those blue. That means that we need to add 22 more words. I'm not going to bother with that. I think you get the idea there. No. Update that. All right, we're going to run our search one last time. Okay, so we've got it up to where According to this, we're off by 6 words. Obviously, that's enough, close enough. We have the keyword one time. Keyword density is pretty much on point. Could be tweaked a little bit, but it's, within a tenth, or I guess that's a 100th of a point. So I think you're good there. It's in the URL. It's in the meta title, so it's not pulling that one in. We're going to have to look into that a little bit. So it may just need some time to rescrape. That happens from time to time. It's not in the meta description, which is good. Personally, I would add it to an H1 tag, but none of the others are, so we're going to test that and see how that works. We don't have 24 more images to add, but if we did, we would. We have the alt text right. We have the file names right. So this is a pretty spot on one. The only one thing we could really change, honestly, there's not much we could really change at this point. You could add 6 more words, but I think that would be doing it. And if we had more images to add, we would add them. So that's a pretty well optimized page at this point. We're going to add another thing that gives you a score based on that, and you just want to get the score within a certain range. So that'll be coming soon. So keep an eye out for that. But this is kind of what we got for you. This is how you implement the suggestions on a page. Again, if I were doing this, I would probably go ahead and have it in an H1, or I would test it both ways to see kind of that. So that's how you use the results from audit recommendations to optimize your page. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. This took about 20 minutes, maybe a little less. And that's with me taking the time to explain everything and so on. So you can see this is well worth the time to go through and get your pages right and really do what's working based on what the data tells you. So if you got any questions, let me know. Thank you.